Welcome back. Between lockdowns, mandates, worker strikes, small businesses have had a pretty tough couple of years. Now, thousands of businesses have had to permanently shut down since the beginning of the pandemic, and many others, of course, are still unable to find employees to get back to full capacity. Joining me now, the Marks Group president, Gene Marks. Gene, always great to see you. Let me start with this. About 6.9 million Americans are unemployed. They are looking for work. What's your advice to small businesses that are looking and still struggling to hire employees?
Hey, Jackie, it's good to see you too. So, yeah, I mean, we do have a labor shortage right now, and it's the biggest problem among most of my clients. So if you're running a small business, let me just give you a couple of pieces of advice. This is what my clients are doing, okay? People are raising compensation. The Federal Reserve is reporting that average compensation, private compensation, has gone up almost 10% in the past year. So if you want to retain those employees, you really have to prepare yourself to pay anywhere from 5 to 10% more for most of your employees in 2022. That's number one. Number two, benefits have changed. You have got to address your work from home policies because that's becoming like a standard kind of benefit. Paid time off and flexibility, super important. Mental health benefits, very, very critical for younger workers. And speaking of younger workers, paying down student loans. There's a tax deduction available until 2025 for employers to help out with student loans. Those are the kinds of benefits that are really, really important, particularly to a younger workforce. You can get some help from the government to do that, but those are the kind of things you have to be offering. Finally, technology, Jackie, have you ever been to the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas? You know of it, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, with the big Eiffel Tower. So I've been there a few times over the past few years. Usually you go to a hotel like that, there's like a dozen agents behind the desk and they're checking you in. I was just there a couple of weeks ago, Jackie. There were like a dozen self-kiosks machine for guests to check themselves in and one agent behind the desk. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because businesses across the country, I'm seeing it with all of my clients, are investing in technology to lower their overhead, make people more productive, and frankly, lower their headcount. So whether it's self-service or robotics, huge investments need to be made by small businesses to really stay competitive.
This is the kind of stuff that we knew was coming, Gene. I think the pandemic really accelerated it to a certain degree. However, I'm really talking about the little guy, the mom and pop guy here in New York City who probably can't do some of the things that you mentioned. I mean, in a perfect world, all small businesses would be able to. And I think that's the real problem, right? Because no one wants to take those jobs. If you can't raise the pay, if you can't offer the benefits, service jobs, for example, you can't stay home.
Yes and no. I mean, there is one big advantage to working for small businesses as opposed to working for a larger corporation, and that's that employees get more flexibility. They get more opportunity to work for the owners. So even if you can't afford to pay that extra salary, and by the way, you're going to have to find a way to do something like that because, other companies are going to be taking your employees away. Can you provide that more flexibility to those workers? Can you give them some more time off? Can you even provide any type of benefits, mental health, or a better kind of corporate culture so that people say, hey, this is a really nice place to work as opposed to working for some nameless corporation where I might not enjoy the job as much. That's a way that small businesses can stay competitive over their larger, competition. It's not easy. I know that, but there is still a way to do that it's all about your culture of your company. You know what I mean?
Sure. Look, a little goes a long way, and some of that flexibility does help people. For example, if they're struggling with childcare issues or whatever because of the pandemic, school closures and this and that, if you can offer them the flexible schedule, it helps. And yeah, just being nice sometimes, Gene. Being nice goes a long way. Great to see you. Thank you.
Can I say just one more thing? There is something called the work opportunity. Just the work opportunity tax credit. It can provide up to $9,600 for a small business to hire a new employee, particularly if they've been unemployed for 6 months. So if you're looking to pay a hiring bonus, ask your accountant about the work opportunity tax credit, Jackie. It's another way to really help you get that employee on board and afford them going forward. Okay.
That's a great idea. If you're looking for an employee, if you're a small business, research that and see if you can benefit from it. Gene, thank you.
Thanks, Jackie. Take care.
Take care.